Good evening and welcome to the another lecture of design of concrete structures. In this lecture, we are going to start another new module, which is pre-stressed concrete. Okay, so here we are going to cover in this lecture the introduction about the pre-stressed concrete, method of pre-stressed concrete, like pre-tensioning and post-tensioning, and we will do the stress analysis, the analysis of pre-stressed concrete introduction in this class. Okay, now let us see what is a pre-stressed concrete and how does it work. Normal RCC beam, if you take a normal RCC beam, you know that when the load comes, it bends down like this, and at the top you will experience compression, and the bottom you will experience tension. And we know very well that the concrete is very weak in tension and very good in compression. So if we can reduce the tensile stresses considerably, then we can completely utilize the concrete. Yes, because then below the neutral axis, you know that it is going to be tension. Since the concrete is very weak in tension, that part of the concrete is not utilized properly in reinforced concrete. Okay, so these disadvantages, or how can we use the concrete area effectively, and that leads to the invention of pre-stressed concrete actually, right? So just the basic principle, how does it work, I will explain to you. So just see a general beam. Okay, the first figure is general beam. It is loaded, external superimposed load is there. So as a matter of fact, because of this load, it bends like this. There is a bending moment generates and it deflects like this. Okay, because of which you have compression at the top and tension at the bottom. Now I want to reduce this tension. So what I can do is, what I will do is, I will insert a bar, red color one, before I will casting the concrete itself, or even after concrete casting, concrete is set. What I will do is, I will, it is like not our normal steel bar. I will just stretch it, pull it like anything, and if I pull it and if I remove it, what will happen? It will come to the original location. Means within the elastic limit. I will not allow it to yield. Just below the yield limit, I will pull it. Okay, think that I am pulling it. Okay, and I cast the concrete with the fully stretched steel. I cast the concrete, and after 28 days, you know what happens? It will set. So I will remove the steel. I will cut the steel. So what happens? It will try to come back to original location, but it cannot come because the concrete is set. So what happened? There is a force, compressive force is induced. Right here, you see the arrow, compressive force, because of which it will try to bend up. Because you think of a sponge, a sponge piece. You take a big piece, and you are holding at bottom and you are pressing. So what happens? It will bend like this. Okay, so tension at top, compression at bottom, and you are applying the load of this load. Normally if you apply it, what happens? It will come to the original, just because that tensile stress will reduce. Hope you understood the concept. I will, before I go to this advantages and all, I will just see there are pre-stressing. This is called pre-stressing, means pre-stressing, before we are introducing the stress before itself. That is called pre-stressing. That is the name itself, it is indicating that. So let me see how do we do. See, this is called, there are two types of pre-stressing. One is called pre-tensioning, and other one is called post-tensioning. Pre-tensioning and post-tensioning. So let us see how we are going to introduce the stress by pre-tensioning. Okay, so you see, this is a beam actually. Initially what I will do is, this red color is not, it is a steel. It is a high strength is not, it is not our normal steel of Fe415 and all. It is a steel, which are normally called as tendons, TENDONs, tendons of high yield stress, like 2000, 1500, in the order of 1500 and 2000 Newton per millimeter square. Ours is, our normal mild steel is, or Fe415 steel is only 415 only. This is 3 times or 4 times more higher than that. Okay, so initially this is called two abutments. Okay, just this is normal arrangement of a pre-tensioning, which they do in the factory. It's a pre-stressing bed, we call this arrangement. It's called a pre-stressing bed and two abutments. And what we do is, this steel, which I call tendons, they will fix it inside the abutments and they will pull it using the jack, hydraulic jack. So what happens, it will extend within the yield point. Okay, then now the steel is fully pulled and full stretched level actually. Now what they will do is, they will cast the concrete. Okay, then 28 days they will wait and the concrete is set. Now what they do is, they will cut the steel here. So what happens, the fully stretched steel will try to come back. So it will induce a compressive force. It will induce a compressive force actually. So this is called pre-stressing, pre-tensioning. So what is happening is, the full cross section of the concrete will be under compression. There is a chance of tension is very less. So you can see a small video here. This will give you a good idea of what is a pre-tensioning. Look at this. Compressive force. So hope this is clear now, what is the pre-tensioning. And another one is called post-tensioning actually. So in this pre-tensioning, the things, the steel which I told you, right, that steel is not our normal steel. It's called tendons. It's a high yield stress steels actually. It is in the order of 1500 and 2000 order. Okay, so that is normally that is called, because a single steel is called, it's a wire, and if more wires, 237 wires join together, it is called a strand, and more strands, one or more strands is called a tendon. So you can see here, this is a wire, and 2-3 wires join together, 2, 3 or 5 wires, 2, 5, 7, 3, 5, 7 wires join together, it's called that strands, and more than one strand is put together, is called tendons. Okay, and we have some steel bar also, but normally we use it these types of strands and all these things and all. This is, you can see here, this this what you call it as this blue I mean white colors, this is called this tendons, actually tendons which is inside, actually inside the tendon, inside of this cover it is a tendons. Yeah. Now let us see the post tensioning. In priest, I told you that is one is called priest tension, other one is called sorry, I forgot the name. This is called ducts. These are the ducts. Ducts are like a tubes, just like a tubes. Inside you have your tendons. Okay, right? So now you see this is a post tensioning. So previously we have seen what is that the steels are stretched first in the pre-tension, pre-stressing, pre-tensioning. What you do, steels are stretched first, then concrete is poured. Here what happens is we will put a duct here inside. Duct is nothing but like a tube. Okay. In that steel can move freely. There will not be any connection with the concrete and steel inside. It is like inside a tube we are putting a steel. Okay, and the concrete is cast now here. Okay, once the concrete is cast, after some days, what we do is we will tension the steel, because since the steel is inside the tube which is called duct, now we can easily tension it using the jack. Then what we will tight it here. Then what happens, you can see this two red color, these are called ducts, I mean the O's for grouting purpose, actually just like a tube for grouting. Then once this is jack is tightened, what we do is we will pour the grout through these holes, so completely it will go everywhere. Then we will wait for some days and then we can remove this steel. So what happens, because of this grout inside, it will try to the steel will try to come shorten, but the grout will not allow. So this is called a post tensioning. Okay, so I just want to tell you the advantages of pre-stressed concrete. One is it's very less tensile stress, because most of all the concrete area is utilized, so it will be having very less tensile stress only. One is economical in large scale, actually. Then section size is less compared to RCC. If you are using RCC, you will have to use a bigger size, but here it is not required. The size is very less. Another thing is long span beam girders we can cast. Long span, suppose normal beams are say some 10 meter or this we can cast even 25 meter beams also. Deflection is less, bending moment is less, concrete is utilized more. As I told you, tensile cracks are less because tension will be less, so tensile cracks will be less. More fatigue stresses can be taken, right? Fatigue strength in the sense, there's dynamic loads and all these things and all we can take. Less self weight, more durability. And disadvantage is higher skilled labor, because normal layman cannot do it. High skilled labor is required. Good quality control, each and every point you should do the quality control, high quality control. Heavy equipments are required. Initial cost is high. Applications in bridges, long span girders, slabs, heavy loaded beams, railway sleepers and all, we use this pre-stressed concrete. Now it has been a common everywhere, pre-stressed concrete. And these more points also, please look into that. High grade concrete is used, as I told you, because the minimum grade of concrete for pre-stressed is M30. But if you are using pre-tensioning, you should use minimum M40, and if you are using post-tensioning, it is M30. And steel, high stressed steel are used here, where Fi is 1500 to 2000 Newton per millimeter square. Okay. Why high grade concrete and steel are used for in pre-stressed concrete? The reason for using high grade concrete is, as I told you in the pre-tension, you can see that when you remove this, when you cut this steel, tendons, what happens, it will try to shorten. But the concrete, since it is already set, the concrete will not allow. So the friction will be increased, the bond strength will be increased if you are using high grade concrete. Another thing is that for a high grade concrete, the shrinkage will be less, so it will not affect the pre-stress. Similarly, it has got more strength if you are using high grade, more Young's modulus, less elastic shortening, and fatigue loading. High grade concrete can take more fatigue loading. And high grade steel, why it is using is, the answer is very simple. Normally what happens, initially we will apply, normally in pre-stressed concrete, initially we will apply, we pull the steel. Okay, let us say we are pulling for a stress of 1500. Okay, so once when you cut the steel, now after concrete is set, when you cut the steel, what happens in this, there will be a slip between the concrete and the steel. So you are supposed to get 1500 which you stressed initially, but because of the slip, maybe instead of 1500 you will get only 1200 or 300, 200 only. So 300 Newton per millimeter square, it will slip, it is loss due to slip. So think of you are using a Fe415 and you are stressing it, and once you cut it, what happens is 300 or 200 Newton per millimeter, it will slip, it will lose. So after 415, 300 is gone, means only 115 only you will get. So that is the reason we are using high grade steel for this pre-tensioning. So this one I have explained, and post tensioning also I have explained to you. Now this next is an analysis part. We will continue in the next class, the analysis part. Thank you.